Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another reading.
Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is gonna be another pick a card reading. We're gonna be asking a question: who's keeping secrets from you? I thought this would be really exciting and really fun to do. Plus, I like to be in people's business, so there's that, right? So, got 4 piles. Take a minute to look at them, examine them. Which one feels like it? Maybe which ones feel like it. People always have secrets, things they don't quite want you to know. I wonder if they're going to be like super bad or like just like, boring. I don't know. It's going to be whack if it's boring. I don't know if I'll post it, but we'll see. We'll see. But as always, thanks to the people who be liking, sharing, subscribing, getting involved, commenting. Appreciate y'all for sure. You hear me? Definitely do. I don't know. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to say too much, but those personal readings, y'all, I'm gonna be seeing y'all Tuesday. It's already starting to get filled up. I appreciate y'all. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick your pile. This petrified wood, this hematite, selenite, moonstone. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get started on pile 1. Pile 1. So, pile 1. Who's keeping secrets from you? Cards. Put you there. Mix you there. Okay. There we go. This is a battle of egos. Right in the middle. Feeling like a battle of egos. Somebody got abandoned. There's a change that went on. Might have to do with work. Could do with the Leo. Could do with the Scorpio. Could do with an Aquarius. Could do with the Aries. Could do with a Capricorn. Sagittarius. These are the signs we have. These are the signs we have. Okay, so having to do with work, pleasure, enjoying yourself, and letting it go. There's a secret here about that. Okay, it's got to do with commitment as well. So maybe in your creative passion, something about your creative passion and your commitment, you're having fun a lot, you're doing a lot, but there's an ego clash here. Maybe you're a supervisor, maybe a boss, maybe a relationship, not customer, maybe a customer. But I feel more like there's the energy of wanting to leave you out. Like the ego is like wanting to leave you out, wanting to leave you high and dry, like wanting to let you go. They want you to be in a state of confusion. They want you to feel like you don't know what to do next, like what your next steps are. This could be a relationship, but I'm getting, this is an artist, someone who's a magician, someone who's a creator, someone who like manifest things of some sort, but like they could be a musician. They could be like a poet, a writer, and some type of artist, podcast. They could do, tarot. They could do, something creative. That's for sure. But I'm getting like 2 stories because there's a commitment here. It's like they're running away from a commitment. It's like a clash of egos. Like they don't want to submit to you and you may not want to submit to them. It's like both of you are guys are like, both of y'all are like heavy hitters, all right? And so this is someone from your past or someone who on like an emotional level, someone with a deeper connection. Doesn't have to necessarily be from your past, but 6 of Cups normally means from the past, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be someone who you've grown very comfortable with and you guys have like shared intimate moments or intimacy, like your deeper feelings, like how you really see the world or things that really bother you. You actually like express yourself to them. It has to do with your divination, so it has to do maybe with if it's a job, whoever it is upset with your divination, with your belief, with whatever belief you have. So maybe you watch readings on other people and they don't like that, or maybe you do tarot and they don't like that. But they're going to be in an energy of like trying to disappoint you, maybe getting over like previous disappointments. I get an energy of like coming back, because because you got milk and honey here. which is the energy of like you being comfortable alone and like really like valuing the things that you have. It's like a state of grace, of gratitude, a state of like being grateful, and the energy is gaining momentum. So there's a big change. The big change probably is that you were okay being left out. It feels like it's two stories here, but it could be just one, like it feels like two stories because I'm looking at work, so this could have been a person who maybe either was working a lot, committed to their job, committed to work, and there was like a lot of ego clashes, a lot of back and forth, or a lot of tension that was going on. It could be someone who's a bit creative. If they're not creative, they're a bit whimsical, right? Where they're kind of like flighty, like this is like flighty, and they're moving from this commitment. So it's someone who's a bit flighty. Like I said, could be a Leo, could be a Virgo. They're Capricorn or Sagittarius or Aries. But it's the energy of them feeling flighty, and their intent was to leave you out. But this changed you, This changed you. This freed you. That's what they're really pretty much seeing you now. They're seeing you as like free. And so they wanted you to be in a position of like wondering like what would come next, like what's going to happen next. So it's just like a battle of egos. Like they couldn't push you, you couldn't move them. And this has to do with pleasure. So something where in like sex, romance, and it also has creativity because fifth house is also about your creativity. So it's also about like short-term romances, short-term casual flings, stuff like that. So it's connected with this musician right next to it and divination. All right. So something about the way that you do things, or the way that you maybe find things out, or something about your beliefs kind of like scared them away. It made them afraid of commitment. All right. And so the energy that they're in is this nine of wands in reverse, which is basically like feeling like they can't come back, or like they're like on guard. It's standoffish. It's a stalemate. It's like it's really like not knowing what to do. So it's a stalemate between work and possibly a relationship. Like it feels like two things, but it could just be one thing. You know what I mean? Like it's a stalemate. Maybe they were working too much and not putting anything into the relationship. You know what I mean? Or they were focused too much on their craft and not worrying about relationship. Or they could have been focused too much on pleasure, like having entertainment with other people, or just entertainment themselves, like drinking, smoking, overindulging. They could have been doing something like that of the sense. But whatever it was, there's an energy of them kind of like I feel like you were a bit wiser than them, because this girl is like looking like, you were a bit wiser than them. And maybe that's why the stalemate was. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe you just kind of like were watching readings, or you were doing readings, or you were throwing, cow shells, or you were throwing chicken bones, or you were, reading your astrological charts, or whatever you were doing, or you were doing something of the sort. Like there's energy of like you knowing something, of you being a bit wiser. It could be an age difference for sure. You could be a little bit older than them, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Maybe even 10 years, because this guy looks a lot older than the girl. So you could be a bit older than them, or they could be older than you. It's like a difference. There's a difference in maturity. If it's not in age, it's a difference in maturity. All right. But this is someone who you have gotten over like a disappointment or heartbreak with. So this could be someone from the past, because we got 6 of Cups. So it could be someone from the past, and they're still on guard. They might have crossed these boundaries, because 9 of Wands also to me can mean like crossing boundaries. Someone's already like, disrespected your boundaries. They did something that you wouldn't have wanted them to do. So that's kind of the energy here. It's like, being on guard, but not really wanting to move forward. There's a desire to do so, but not really wanting to do it or take the action to do it. They see you steadying yourself now. So the secret, if I'm being honest, the secret was they didn't want commitment, They didn't want commitment. They wanted to keep you like stale. They wanted you to stay like where you were. They wanted you to stay stuck. That was their intent. Keep you keep you where you are. They don't want you moving around, finding new opportunities. They didn't want you to change. They don't want you to let them go. They wanted to leave you out there in your head. They wanted you to feel orphaned. They wanted you to feel out there alone. So that way they could pretty much have control over you and do what they want with you. But you're in the energy of being grateful for whatever you have. Like it's milk and honey. So milk and honey is about prosperity, really enjoying and relishing those things that you have. So you're in that energy, and of this 3 of Swords, of getting over them, and not being like getting over like this past heartbreak. Maybe it might have hurt you, but you're pretty much getting over them. And that was the secret that they were keeping from you, is that they were trying to keep you from getting over them. Ha! Got them. Okay. So, Pile 1. That was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. About to go over here to Pile 2. Pile 2. So, Pile 2. Who's keeping secrets from you? Okay, so the signs we have: Aquarius, Taurus, Gemini, Pisces. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting right now, because these people are trying to compete with you for status. That's the first thing I see. So look, you got all that glitters is not gold. Like all that glitters, right? That's about like facades, phoniness, having material wealth, status, right? And then you have opposition and confrontation, right? Opposition again, right? And nothing will come of this situation, right? So I picked this up real fast. This was real fast, all right? It was real fast. Hey, yo, I couldn't wait to do this reading. So I know y'all people was weird. Not weird, but just, they on some shit. All right, so check it. So they might have been revealing some type of secrets or something that you had going on. There's also like, so the emperor, the high priestess in reverse can also represent superficiality. Like not, so the high priestess upright, she's deep. She's like deep, intuitive. She's really in touch with her feelings, really in touch with her emotions. In reverse, it's like surface level, taking the opinions of others. That's what they value. And it's status. So these people, it could be a Capricorn too, because that's the Capricorn at the top. So these people were competing with you for status. They wanted to have a reputation, public image. All right. They're opposing you. They wanted to basically like, they see you because this way they see you as a rebel, acting out. And in the wheel, they see you as having good connections, people wanting to get in contact with you, people wanting to stay in touch with you. People are very passionate about you. All right. Where these people are very scared to be different. So they see you as like making room and being a bit rigid now, like not bending or folding to their will anymore. These people are superficial for sure, because you got all that glitters. So these people were just basically competing with you for status. Nothing will come of this situation means that you are moving out of, you're moving out of it, because it's lined up with the rebel, and it's lined up with this Two of Pentacles in reverse. So this is like dropping things, like not able to balance two ways of being. And what I'm feeling like is maybe because they're superficial, maybe you got rid of, and Aquarius that cares nothing for superficial, right? Because like Aquarius kind of like sees things from a detached, always say detached, but it's like, because it really is detached. It's like outside themselves, they're viewing things. So maybe you took a minute to look at yourself from the outside and change things and realize that maybe the path that you were going on, nothing good will come of this situation. Because a void of course moon, right? It always represents, and it's lined up right next to a time to heal. So yeah, basically, you stop caring about status, wealth, finances, not maybe finances, but you stop caring about like looking like something or trying to get acceptance from other people, validation from other people. You start reflecting back to them those insecurities that you were holding or that they were holding. Now you're showing it back to them. It's a mirror. You're an opposition to them, and it has to do with like going after things that you want. You're doing things that you normally traditionally wouldn't do because this is rebel. So you're doing things that you normally wouldn't do. And the wheel in this deck represents good networking, building relationships with good people, good solid people, and it's expansive because it's will. So this is good karma. This is new cycles. So that's pretty much where you're at. And then you have seeds and concession, meaning that you have like mental clarity, mental ideas, like laying the groundwork for new thoughts, new ideas, but it's also like needing to be a bit flexible. But here it's like you're standing more firm, and reverse is standing more firm and actually you're standing more firm in like your beliefs or your thoughts, your ideas, because you've already made room for yourself now, taking time out to heal. So the secret that they're keeping from you is that they're competing with you. They see you as a challenge. They see you as status. You have status. That's what they see. And they're not telling you that. They're not telling you that with the high priestess. They don't want you to know. Why? Why they don't want you to know? Because they're scared. All right, so I'm getting like an energy of you being very vulnerable, knowing how to be vulnerable. confronting like issues and inner turmoil, because opposition is also about dealing with inner issues or psychological issues. It's kind of like temperance, where you have like a new way of being as opposed to an old way of being. And so when you want to move forward, you usually are like holding on to the old way of being at first, because it's a scary thing. It's like anchoring, it's grounding you, it keeps you from moving forward. And so that's what the opposition is. You have to make a decision. You have new information. Will you proceed with this new information and become a new you, or will you stay in the same comfort zone that you've always been in? That is an opposition. And that's where you were at. And so void of course moon means I recognize that none of this stuff is worth it. That there's no good that will come out of this cycle that I'm already in. And so you started acting non-traditional, or acting a bit eccentric, a bit off the wall, what people would perceive as off the wall. You just stopped doing what you normally would do with them. You're not competing. Now you're just going to be the best version of yourself. You're basically seeing through the facade, because all that glitters is not gold. All right, so now you can't be bended. Now you can't be folded. And there's an energy of passion. People either are passionate about you, or you're very passionate now about yourself, because it's a sacral chakra here. So it's like creativity as well. But it's also about like being more creative, because, it got Aquarius energy here with opposition. So maybe you're being more creative with the way that you're presenting yourself, or the way that you're handling this transition. Because, wheels, anytime I see circles, I think of like transitions or changes. Cycles, because the wheel always goes. One day you're up, one day you're down. So that's kind of like where it's at. And maybe you're at like, because it's a time to heal. So that's where you're at. Like you just went off the heel. You went off the heel, you start making new moves and new ideas, new thoughts. And then, basically became like rooted, founded, and like strengthened in your own resolve. And it got immune. So you're basically immune to the bullshit that it used to be. You're not competing with these people. You're protecting your energy, protecting your space, protecting your network, protecting your like your friends. Yeah, and you're not like juggling the bullshit anymore. So now maybe so if anything, you're a woman, you're reconnecting with your feminine energy. You're getting more in touch with your intuition, getting more in touch with your softer side, getting more in touch with your receptive side. Even if you're a masculine, you're still doing the same energy of getting in touch with your feminine side, getting in touch with your receptive side, appreciating things, becoming grateful. There's an energy of you feeling secure, because you got your heart chakra. You got your heart chakra here too. So it's an energy of you feeling secure within yourself. This is like a level. I don't see solar plexus here, so it is a level of confidence, but this is more like a level of like self-love. Like you genuinely care for yourself. So you value your energy, you value your sexual energy, your creative energy, you value your heart space. You value how you feel about yourself, your emotional well-being. That's where you're at now. So you no longer care about the physical or the outer glare, the stuff that looks good. Now you care about emotional well-being and protecting your sexual energy. Are you celibate, or are you just not having sex with just anybody? And that's great. That's great. But that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. It's like you recognize when things are not going to play out or not going to be of any service to you. And so the secret they were keeping from you is that they were competing with you for status. You were a challenge to them. And they wanted your rank. That's what it was. But you pretty much don't care about status. So there's that. So pile 2, that is a reading I have. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Boom, pile 3. So, pile 3. Who's keeping secrets from you? Okay. Yeah, that 9 of Wands came out again. Yeah. So people know they was doing wrong. Now they're worried. That's the energy of the end. Worried. Focused on money. Focused on stability. Bliss. Wanting to enjoy themselves. Okay. Whenever I see the 9 of Wands 2 in reverse, I always know that someone overstepped the boundary. So that's what's going on here. Someone overstepped the boundary. And I feel like I need to be quiet. I don't know why. It's a secret. But it really feels like you shouldn't know this. So there's taboo here. Intensity, erotic, sexual liberation. I'm getting sex for sure. Signs we have. Leo, Taurus, Taurus, Leo. Sagittarius. That's it. Now, they may not be this sign, but there'd be an energy of them being a bit stubborn. There's an energy of them being a very sexual or secretive person, someone who doesn't feel like they can be tamed. This would be someone who is focused on the finer things. They like a lot of material wealth. They might have a lot of sex because it's right next to taboo. It's right next to taboo as well as the connoisseur. And if it's anything that I know about taboo and Taurus, right, is that Taurus is an overindulger. Like if you get them comfy, they'll overindulge. And so this is kind of energy. Leo too. Leo, they like the finer things. So these two signs or these three signs, they're they were doing this because it was something that you wouldn't have believed, because you got to believe in the possible. So this is something that you wouldn't have believed. It seemed a bit impractical. All right. This has to do with money of some sort, other people giving them money or some type of status. I get it's about money. That's what I really get, about money, about comfort, about luxury. Like the secret is about this, and it has to do with self-expression. So I'm feeling like it could have been like a sexual union or some type of secret sex meetup or link up or something of the sort. But I'm getting that it was done for money, because we got the Nine of Pentacles. Like they're focusing on money and crossing boundaries. They're like still like stuck, dead mate or stalemated, like not quite sure what to do now. It's like, did you find me out? That's what the energy is like. Did you find me out? Like, do you know? You know what I mean? Because posed in reverse versus like not able to take an opportunity. Feeling like they you missed an opportunity or not able to make a move. And that's kind of like where the energy is. You got chaos and conflict in reverse. So there's a person that was basically trying to keep you confused, trying to keep you keep the wool around your eyes. I mean, that's what people do when they keep secrets, but it's asking you to look at the bigger picture, see who they are. That's what I'm feeling getting, because the sun's right in the middle, and the sun is an illuminator, as well as this full moon here and a full moon here and a full moon here. So that means this is illuminated. They can't hide this from you now. All right. This is illuminated. Now, it doesn't have to be a Leo, it doesn't have to be a Taurus, right? But this is just the energies that are around. It doesn't have to be a Sagittarius, but this is just the energy around. Like this is like a free thinker, a free flower almost. This is someone who's a bit stuck in their ways. They expect things a certain way, and they're very materialistic, possibly very sexual. They're a person who speaks very blunt, very like direct, straightforward, or they could speak a bit dry, slow, even though there's Leo energy here, it's more like, even if they talk dry and slow, it still comes off charming. All right. And so these people, they were basically just trying to keep you from moving forward as well. Like they didn't know if you knew. That's kind of the energy here. It's like, do you know? Because what it was this was about money. So if it wasn't like a sexual relationship, it was just maybe they were getting money from people they weren't supposed to get money, or maybe they were getting money in a way that they weren't supposed to get money. Because this was all about finances. This is all about like being taken care of. This is other people's money, other people's property. Like like not having to work. Like they wanted to be taken care of. This was the goal. And for someone, this was the goal, to like have bliss, to just have fun, to just do what they want to do. They wanted to be, I want to say nurtured. I don't know why, but they really wanted someone to take care of their responsibilities. They just wanted to be taken care of. All right, because you got Nine of Pentacles, even though they're putting on this facade of being independent, they really wanted to be taken care of. And maybe it was a deadlock because you weren't ready to take you weren't ready to take a leap with them. That might be what it was as well. You weren't ready to move forward with them. But this person is a person who felt like they could do what they want to do, because I'm seeing ego. They felt like they could really do what they wanted to do. All right. But they planned it, because you have a practical plan. So even though it's not sporadic, it was not sporadic. That's what I'm getting. This was not sporadic. They didn't just whimsically fall into this. This was planned. Whatever this situation is that happened here, this was planned. This was an intent for money, or for some type of financial gain, or for some type of wealth or comfort or status or stability. Like they wanted what they wanted. You know what I mean? And so the intent was to just have money. They were just worrying for abundance. They wanted looks. They wanted to be stable. They wanted to be independent and reaping, the fruits, reaping the rewards of being independent and being single. which is cool. If they are single, they should be single. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe if this is a relationship, or if this was like a friendship where you guys were working together, they didn't want to work together. They wanted to go behind your back and get you to do the work. They wanted you to take care of them. This peppermint tea with a slice of lemon and honey in there. God dang. You know, but now they're basically stuck. You know, they felt like everything is touchable. That's what it felt like. Like everything's a possibility. That's what this was. It's like there were like no boundaries, because this is, and this 9 of wands in reverse lets me know like they didn't have any boundaries. There are no boundaries. And so their intent was to kind of like avoid chaos and conflict, you know, and so they were kind of like looking at the bigger picture. They thought like, you know, they can sneak behind your back and that would avoid the chaos and conflict. But they're asking you to see the bigger picture. There's a lesson to be learned here. But what would the lesson be? You know, express yourself. You know, allow yourself to feel those feelings and those thoughts, those emotions of how, like maybe betrayal, because it feels like a betrayal. You know, it's like, I mean, it is a betrayal because they were behind your back of some sort. Even if this isn't like a sexual thing, this is like them trying to get like power. They were trying to destroy you or destruct whatever it was that you were building, a level of security. So if it wasn't like a sneaky relationship, this is someone who was like, maybe you guys were working a business or you guys were working together and they were going behind your back to deal with other people or cutting you out of the deal in a certain way, or they weren't putting in the effort the same way you were. They weren't handling responsibilities the same way you were. They wanted you to take care of them. They wanted you to handle the brunt of the responsibility while they got the, you know, the fruits of the labor. They wanted to get that. And it's a stalemate to them now. You know, it's a stalemate to them now because maybe they recognize, or you recognize, that they crossed your boundaries. It's just an energy of you seeing it from a higher perspective now. But yeah, I feel like they just feel like they missed the opportunity, or that they moved too hastily. Because poison reverse could be like not quite feeling like you're ready to make a move. You know, so maybe they could have been someone who also might have told you that they weren't ready to do something, or they couldn't quite make a move, or that they weren't going to do something, or it's like an energy of just like, because this 9 of wands is really what's touching me. It's like wanting to go forward but not wanting to go forward, kind of like stuck and just like seeing what happens. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the energy is like seeing what happens. I'm not quite ready to go this way. I just want to see what happens. Let me just kind of like, you know, I'm a little worried, a little apprehensive. Let me see what comes of this situation. Like, do you know? That's what it's about. It's like, do you know? That's really what it feels like. It feels like, do you know? So do you know? Because that's what it feels like. And it's something that you wouldn't have believed possible. You wouldn't have believed that this happened. It's really like one of those secrets that you wouldn't have believed that they did this. That's really what it is. It feels like, I can't believe you did this. Okay? All right, so pile 3. That's what I got. This your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Pile 4. So, pile 4. Who's keeping secrets from you? Okay. Signs we have are, it's only 2 signs. Virgo and okay, we got Virgo and Capricorn. Then we got Virgo and Gemini. Okay. So, what is it? Round and round. Communication not going anywhere. Stability. It's a challenge to build stability. And they want you to release something. You've been working hard. What was the secret? It's unexpected. It's an unexpected challenge that comes about. Could be a separation. And there's going to be a level of you needing to be accepted, or accept that. Be more receptive, you know, and cleanse the situation. Integrity. Okay. Let's see what we can make of this, because this one is a little bit different. It feels like, not that I'm confused, it feels like I'm being stonewalled. Like, it feels like you're not allowing me to know things on purpose. I know that's what secrets are, but it's like you're not talking, and then what you say is kind of like redundant, or it keeps going in the same direction. All right. Now, the challenge is having to do with maybe building stability or building like um, uh, clear and concise communication. All right, you got the Two of Cups in reverse, which is like it could be infidelity. It could also be a breakup. It could be a separation. It could be a not compromising. And then we have the Magician in reverse. So this could be this could be manipulation of emotions, and it's keeping someone stuck in their head and around and around. And it's asking you, what do you need to release? Your hard work is paying off. There's something that you've been dealing with or you've been working at for a very long time. So you could be a Virgo, you could be a Capricorn, you could be a Gemini. Those are the signs I got. But it's asking you to be more receptive. Be more receptive to what's not being said. That's it. Be more receptive to what's not being said. All right. There's a level of like you needing to be more creative or needing to be a bit firm within yourself. There's an energy of like you feeling like you can't trust anyone. And that's what I'm feeling like. There's like a secret of feeling like you can't trust anyone, but desiring stability. All right. And it's asking you to like pay attention to the things that are not being said. Those little areas, those little things that seem to be a bit vague or that keep you kind of lost and confused. And this energy of like, it's like a whirlpool, like a mental whirlpool. It's like, just like something, like a standoffishness, but it's not, it's like subtle. You don't really feel it. You just know like something's off a little bit, but you can't put your finger on it. That's what's off a little bit. It's just that maybe they're going through some type of cleansing or some type of it's like a period of where like they're like coming into their own. They're coming into their own. And so like the challenge is like the unexpected things, the significant events. It's like but it could be a realignment, because it's like unexpected, because comet comes along as unexpected. It's not Uranus energy. It's just unexpected. It happens really fast. Challenge and instability, so it's asking like, what do you need to release? And what I feel like is, because it's connected next to working very hard and perfectionist and like perfection, like planning and hard work and all that. Like maybe, what the secret might be about? Maybe wanting a relationship, wanting stability, being afraid of like how to like speak it, because you got, I am guarded, I will never change, it is their fault. It's like an energy of blaming other people, and what you're needing to do is pay attention to the things that are not being said, like the underlining principles, the underlining statements, or the underlining feelings, the underlining emotions. Your hard work is paying off in this situation though. So it's like you've been working at this for a very long time. You've been very consistent. You've been very diligent. You've been taking the steps that are needed. Your commitment has been shown, and it's just this energy of you guys not quite coming together, or either of you are feeling like there's a manipulation. It could be a breakup, and then someone's wanting to manipulate the situation back into their favor, and that could be it. And that's what the round and round could be, wanting to manipulate the situation back into their favor, even after a breakup or after a separation. Okay. But I'm getting an energy of like needing to have integrity. You needing to be more receptive, like clearing your energy, because asking, what do you need to release? This popped up here, and I think you might need to get rid of this like perfectionist, this detail oriented, this over planning things, like needing things, because you got Capricorn and Virgo energy, which can be about like, they're kind of like forceful signs, but in a subtle way. Capricorn is a little bit more overtly forceful than Virgo, but Virgo is more subtly controlling. Like they control the aspects of things that are really important to you, and they'll hold them, or they'll clench them tight. They won't help. They won't assist, or they won't open up. It's like the energy of like not opening up, because the message on the bottom reverse means that there's lacking communication. So there's like the communication isn't quite clear. There's depth to it, but it's not being like fully shared or spoken on. All right. And it's asking you to be more receptive. So maybe you're guarded, because you got stability and challenge. And I'm feeling like the mental challenge is like, it's a mental challenge. It's not having to do with physical. It's a mental challenge. And Capricorn and Virgo and Gemini are three of the signs that I know that very much get stuck in their head and have this round and around about thing. It's like a storm in their head. And they get confused and then they start challenging things and they start like, acting erratic. And it's asking you, what do you need to release? And it's this energy of always having to get it right. That's what I'm getting. Always having to get it right. Like, you need to get rid of that. That's the secret. The secret is that someone's trying to control this relationship to build a level of stability, and it's creating like a mental confusion or a mental like blockage. Like you guys are like stuck in your heads all the time because of it. And so the energy that might happen might be like a breaking apart or separating. It's the energy of like maybe wanting to repair it or manipulate the situation, because of like trust issues. Okay. Okay. So that's what's going on. They're trying to manipulate the situation because of trust issues. And that's why it's seeming like you guys can't get anywhere. Like they're trying to protect themselves. I get it. They're trying to find a level of stability, but they're trying to do it from a logical aspect and not from a communicating or emotional connection, which isn't that bad. They're trying to, it is bad because it could frustrate people, but it's not bad when you look at it from like the other perspective. I got this Libra moon, so I can see when people are being dicks and I can understand why they're being dicks. And I can say, well, both are right, then that's kind of weird. But anyway, that's pretty much what I'm getting here is like, they want to manipulate the situation back or like recreate it all over again, but they're going to be using the wrong tools to do it. So it's like a trying to keep control so that way they don't get hurt. You know what I mean? And it's keeping them stuck in their head and it's giving them a level, to them, they feel like this is how they're going to build their stability. But there's a needing of them to accept and be more receptive, be more open to other people. This is like also self-love. This is like an energy of self-love is here. And it's like, what do you need to release? Like working hard, like trying to be like bullheaded, trying to force situations. This is more like allowing things to flow, like allow things to just kind of like be. Each moment you're allowing yourself to be a new you. Like it's like, yeah, it's just asking you to become a new person, a new you. Like let the real you kind of come out. Like instead of being so guarded, because that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting that they're keeping it from you, that they're guarded. That's the secret. They're keeping it from you that they're guarded and that they're trying to control the dynamic of the situation to avoid from getting hurt. Which isn't that, like I said, it's not as bad as the other piles, but that's what this situation is. They're trying to avoid getting hurt. And we could all understand that. We all understand not wanting to be hurt. It's just that we don't like to be controlled, and that where the issue or the problems lie, because that's what they want to do. They want to manipulate this situation to guard themselves, to protect themselves. But what it's going to do is create a round and around, which is a repetitive cycle. So you've probably already done this. They've probably already done this before. It's a repetitive cycle because they want to control it in the way that they want it to be. Because Virgo is a sign of perfectionist. Capricorn is a sign of working hard diligently, always putting the effort in, like continually to go. They're the person who pushes through, even when circumstances seem like it may not happen. And then Virgo is like the overthinker. They're like the evil genius. So is Gemini. They're like the evil genius. They're ruled by the same planet, Virgo and Gemini. So it's like they're like the evil geniuses, the thinkers. Virgo is a little bit more critical with their thinking, and they could really be the evil genius. Gemini is more like the creative scientist. They're, the fun-loving one. And Virgo is more like the dominate, the Dr. Jekyll, the smash you. And it's not intentional. It's just, they just have those tools. And so that's kind of what it is. It's just like the unexpected comes, it's uncertainty. And that's what they're trying to control. It's the uncertainty. Like, I don't know how this may play out. And we can all understand that. It's a fear. And so we just don't like to be controlled. That's what I get. It's feelings and thoughts that are not being shared. And it's asking, what do you need to release? And it's the need for it to be perfect, for things to turn out exactly how you want them to. Because then you're not allowing things to free flow. You're not being receptive to the love that you really want. You're trying to control the way that it comes in. And you can't do that. You know what I mean? It's a fear. They're fearing that people are all the same, that new love doesn't exist, that, it's, people's fault, that, situations like they're almost like in a victim stance. Like it's a fear that other people will get them or other people will hurt them. That's really what this is all about. And that's the secret that they're keeping from you, that they're afraid. And They want to manipulate this situation or control this situation in order to get the outcome that they want. They want to be happy. They want to build stability, but they want to control it to make sure that they don't get hurt. That's what they're not telling you. That's the secret. Okay? So, Pow 4, thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the third house. I'm out.